Hello, social studies scholars. Mrs. Olson here. This video is designed to help you write complete sentences using the IQIA method. So, what does IQIA mean? Any guesses? IQIA means insert question in answer. So, you have a writing assignment. There's a question that you're required to answer, and you are going to take part of that question and insert or put it into your answer. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So, how do I insert the question in the answer? Well, you're going to use the idea, the main idea of the question at the beginning of your answer. So first, when you look at the question, you have to figure out what the main idea is, pull that out, and then place it at the beginning of your response. Now, in a few of the examples, I'll show you how you can put it at the end of your response. But if you're a beginner sentence writer, you might always try to put it at the beginning of your sentence. All right, so here we go with a couple of examples. This again is an example. You may not be studying ancient China at the moment, but this gives us a question to answer. So the question reads, what did Emperor Qin Shi Huang include in his tomb? What is the main idea of the sentence or the question? So the main idea is you're trying to figure out what the what is, right? So this is going to be the answer. And what we first want to say is the emperor, and you can write out his whole name, or you can just write the emperor included blah 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 in his tomb. That will give us subject and verb agreement to write a complete sentence. So here's the answer. The emperor included life-size warriors with armor and weapons. So make sure that you always have a verb. That is an action word, okay? The subject of the sentence is the emperor. This is what the verb he included, right? And then here is the answer. All right, next example reads, which region was more densely populated? So we're trying to figure out a specific region, right? So how would you write the complete sentence? The region that was more densely populated was, the region that was more densely populated was the north. Okay, so here is the subject, the region. This is was, is your verb. This is actually, it can be a verb too, populated. And then the answer, the north. Or you might be able to write, the north was more densely populated. Let me see if I can move this up just a tad, guys. Oh, it's still, there we go. So at the bottom, you will see that the part of the question is at the end of the sentence. So the north is the answer, and then you can say was more densely populated. All right. Why, here's a why question. Why did the king separate his advisors from Parliament? How would you write the beginning of this sentence? The king separated, right? The king separated his advisors because, and then I made this question up. There really isn't an answer. That's why I left it like this. But this gives you an idea of how you write the complete sentence with a why question. The king separated, so the king is the subject, separated is the verb. Here is the rest of the answer, his advisors, because, and this is where you would enter the explanation, okay? All right. And explain which law you believe is the most impactful. I believe that, and then you put your answer, your thought in, is the most impactful. And here is where you can start to mix up part of the sentence. You can use the word exactly. Here's a synonym, strongest. Or you could say most influential. That's why I put these slashes here, because they are options. So once again, the more mature of a writer you become, you can start to take that part of the sentence and use synonyms that mean the same thing. So again, here's the question. Explain which law you believe is the most impactful. To write a complete sentence, you start out by saying, I believe that, and then you say which law is the most impactful because, and then your explanation. Okay, I'm going to give you a checklist here that'll help you remember what to include when you write complete sentences. So, does the group of words, does your response have a noun? Does it have a subject? 2, does it have a verb? That's the action word. They're doing something, okay? 3, does it have a complete thought, or are you left hanging? And so what I suggest to mark this off of your checklist is to read the sentence out loud to yourself, because you will hear if it's a complete thought or if it kind of leaves you hanging at the end of the sentence that you read. Does it have a capital letter? You always want to begin each sentence with a capital letter, and some kids are just not good at this. I think that's because of texting and posting tweets and things like that in this day and age. And does it have punctuation? And that is the symbol at the end that tells us that it's the end of that thought. Okay, guys, that is the end of this little tutorial on how to write complete sentences. Make sure that if you have questions, you ask, and maybe write down this checklist to make sure that you are writing those complete sentences. All right, guys, bye.